Can I be honest? Week 3, mastering your anger has been shitty. Often we are wrongly shamed as creatives. I have to be honest with you. This week 3 fucking sucks. See if that's going to become a pepper. I already pollinated this one, so I want to see if that's going to become a pepper. There goes some more buds that could become peppers down there. Looking for more. There goes some more pepper buds. And peppers are very self-pollinating, so here's my little pumpkin patch. My mint and pepper. This week started off on some fuck shit, and I want to preface this video with this. It says for week 3, you're going to start noticing the synchronicities when you're least aware. And coming from a spiritual family, being raised by psychic elders, honey, one thing I was always taught is nothing is ever a coincidence. Things are either working out in your favor or working out to educate you on some shit. Because I started reading week 3 Monday evening. And let me tell you, Monday was a shit show. Monday was a prime example of if it's not one thing, it's another. Because every time there would be an obstacle, I'd be like, okay, let's find a new solution. Like, I consider myself a natural road opener. So I'm like, okay, this way is closed. Let's find a solution. Let's not harbor on the problem. Let's find a solution. But literally, it's like things were just working against me. I'm not gonna say the problem because it's not just me within this problem. It's multiple people. So I can only speak on my lived experience from it. However, let me just say this. When every solution I would find for this situation and the people, a new problem occurred, and I got so filled of anger because I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to work, I'm doing everything, but it's like something keeps coming up. And we got to the finish line of the obstacle. I was like, okay, we about to win, we there. And then everything fell down. And I had so much anger, I started spazzing out on people who were trying and they weren't in control. All this displaced anger arose within me. And this is in the morning time and the afternoon time of Monday. So by the time it was that evening, I was so drained of everything. I don't feel like reading, I don't feel like doing nothing. I just want to sit in my misery, not live in it, but I want to sit in it, feel it, disperse it. And something was like, bitch, you know what I always say about depression or any type of negative self-talk? When your mind is telling you not to do a certain thing that you know you need to do or want to do the opposite. So like when I'm depressed, when my mind tells me not to get out the bed, I make sure I get out of bed. When my mind says don't leave the house, I get out and go for a walk. I open up The Artist's Way, get to week 3, and girl, guess what the first thing is talking about? It's recovering a sense of power. And then the first word is anger. Anger is fuel. Now, up until Monday evening, I did not open this book. So the fact that I open up week 3 and the first word is literally, I don't know if you can see that, it's anger. And that's what I was feeling throughout that whole day. I was reading all of week 3, right? And then it says, notice the synchronicities that are gonna start happening in your life. And I'm like, that is a huge ass synchronicity. The fact that Monday started off the beginning of the week and the first word I see is anger, and that's what I've been feeling up until I opened this book. So today is Friday, and you know it's Friday Fun Day, aka the Artist Dateway. And can I be honest, week 3, mastering your anger has been shitty. My week started off bad with outside things outside of the practice of the Artist Way. So I really let energy and my own energy disrupt the flow of my week. You know when you keep coming back from a setback and then you finally get to the place you want to be and then a bigger setback happens? But I'm not gonna fake it for a video. I don't even want to do the artist date this week, but since my mind is telling me bitch, stay in the house, watch TV, bed rot and stuff like that, I know actively to do the opposite of that. So today we about to jump in the shower and we're gonna go to the museum. There's so many different stores. Y'all, so I am in a museum and I don't know why I picked a Civil War museum. Let's see what we get. Y'all, I'm so pissed. That museum was a waste of $15 and I could have got my ass a snack. Not saying that history ain't important, but girl, I didn't give a fuck about nothing in there. But you know, museum is of the arts. I don't know. Bitch, that shit was lame as fuck. And I wouldn't go again. That's a rip off and I'm mad I used my money. My goal is to get a library box. I'm gonna put some food in there one day. These houses are so pretty. Look at these. Like, these houses are so pretty. This house reminds me of the Pink Palace from Coraline. That is so cute. I love that. Let me get on because you know how white people live. They'll be like, he's casing the place. Right, so if I'm gonna be honest, this week has been like a fuck ass week. However, I'm glad I got out, even though me going to that Civil War museum was boring as fuck. It was like awkward. Just being a black person in there, seeing all that. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, this part ain't for you. But it was just awkward. It was $15. And honestly, I thought it was only gonna be $5 because on the website it says you can make a donation of $5 to the museum and that's your admission. But I didn't know. But you know, being black in spaces like this, especially in the Midwest, I always like to go to the front desk and ask to cross my teeth and dot my I. But anyway, yeah, that was boring. It was a waste of time, but I'm glad I did it because I didn't even want to get out the house today. And even though I didn't have fun in the museum, I still got out, and that's a win. And also, contrary to popular belief, I went to the library because the library was on my bucket list because I usually get my books off of eBay. I buy used books, so it's not more into the consumption. Oh my God, y'all, look at the troll. These make it so ugly. I went to the library, and I went to my childhood library that I used to go with my mom when she used to make me check out public library books and write her book reports, so she knew my listening and my comprehension was on point. It just brought back so many memories. And to be honest, I should have went to the library as my artist date from the beginning, because I'm definitely going to be going back there to write my books that y'all been waiting on forever. But we going to calm down that spirit of procrastination and get to the spirit of doing shit. All this noise, like I'm not on a busy street. Okay, bitch. This artist date, on a scale from 1 to 10, I would rate the first half a 2.7. The second half at the library was definitely a 7.9. So I'm about to go home, eat, because the bitch is home again. So one of the main things for week 3, it stuck out to me, is it talked about the theme of synchronicities. And this is what it says. Answered prayers are scary. They imply responsibility. You asked for it. Now you've got it. What are you going to do with it? Why else would there be that cautionary phrase of watch out what you wish for or watch out what you pray for? You just might get it. Answered prayers deliver us back to our own hand. This is not comfortable. We find it easier to accept them as examples of synchronicities. For an example, a woman admits a buried dream of acting. At dinner the next night, she sits beside a man who teaches actors. Now see, when you speak something, it's kind of like in that book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Whenever you speak something into the universe is conspiring to give it to you. Like, preparation meets opportunity. And sometimes speaking your dreams around the right people, it'll set you up in grand alignment. Now, I'm not one of those people who like manifestation, this and that, and woo-woo, moon cycles and stuff like that, because you know I'm a magical woo-woo bitch. However, I'm also a realistic one too. It has to make sense. To just be mindful of synchronicities. Nothing is just luck. Everything is working out for your greatest favor. You just gotta change your perspective. And then they also, within this week, they talk about the act of having shame. And you know, shame is one of those deep felt emotions, because shame will be with you for a lifetime if you don't heal it correctly. And it says this: making a piece of art may feel a lot like telling a family secret. Secret telling, by its very nature, involves shame and fear. It asks the question, what will they think of me once they know this? So when it comes to your art, sometimes you want to keep your art to yourself before you can perfect it. But sometimes you just got to put it out there as is. Ooh, I'm looking crazy. Cause bitch, what the fuck? So sometimes you just gotta put your shit out there as is. And that really stuck to me, because sometimes, like, I know I don't use Facebook because, you know, Facebook just seems like, you know, the people you grew up with. I use Facebook just to keep in touch with family and to upload my holiday decor, because I love holiday decorating. But outside of that, I don't really put my TikTok content out there. Now, if somebody else posted it on Facebook, because, you know, people love to steal your videos, then that's one thing. However, I don't post my shit myself on my Facebook profiles for the simple fact of it just feels like hometown haters. You know, even though I'm still in my hometown to a certain extent, it's like I don't fuck with a lot of people I grew up with and stuff like that. Like, my family's big enough where if I didn't have friends, honey, I would be entertained for the rest of my life, because my family is just that big. Yeah, I don't post my shit on there because not just the fear of the judgment for the people I grew up with and they know me to a certain extent. And I feel like when you're around too many people you grew up with, you're not allowed to evolve into the person you are currently today. And I feel like they see you, you know, it's like a snapshot of where they last saw you at, and then they pick back up. And when they see, honey, you missed like 25 chapters in between, they'll be like, bitch, you weren't like that and stuff like that. And it's like, it's called evolution. It's called change, you know? So I don't upload. And that's why even I made a new Instagram years ago, because I was like, my new Instagram that I had since when Instagram first wasn't created. And then I had it all throughout high school and when I graduated and so forth into my young adulthood. And then I realized for like 2 years, I was liking people's shit, but I stopped posting as freely as I used to. And I realized it's because I'm still friends with people from high school, and it's like you freeze in people's minds in which the last way they saw you, if that makes any sense. So I felt like all these old eyes on me, and they probably felt vice versa. It's like there was no growth. So I made my new Instagram that I have now that a lot of y'all follow, and it's just like, yeah, I felt more free because I didn't follow anybody I knew, family or friends. I blocked a lot of people, and then I just started posting freely. And now, you know, I let people follow me who know me in real life because I don't care. But it's like, Sometimes you gotta block the people you love so you can evolve into who you want to be and show up for them the way you feel like you need. That's why this part really stuck to me. It says, but before a wound can heal, it must be seen. If a child has ever been made to feel foolish, believing himself or herself talented, the act of actually finishing a piece of art will be fraught with internal shaming. That gave me my aha moment, because I was like, I have so many books, as y'all know, because a lot of y'all want me to finish them, and I'm with this is really gonna help me work on them. I have so many book ideas that I've started and stuff like that, world building, character description, all types of shit, but I don't finish them because I like the creation aspect of it more than the finishing process, because then it's like it's one and done, but it's not one and done. I grew up in an artistic house, a very artsy house. Grandma would see faces in the wall and she would just start either drawing on a piece of paper she had, or she just start drawing on the wall while she's cleaning, and then when she's done, she just wipe it off. Or I had aunt who would make her own home decor. I had a mom who would write books and stuff like that, and she had her own little book that she would write in this yellow folder and she would keep it underneath her bed. So I was surrounded, you know, I had another aunt who was an avid reader. So the arts were all around me in multiple ways of creativity. I start shit and I don't finish it. And that's one of the things within this 12-week The Artist Way course I want to accomplish. I want to finish a first draft of one of my books. And that is something I will do. I'm not going to say I want to. I'm going to say something. It's happening. The stories and the ideas are just there. And while they're in my mind and fresh and I can remember them, let's put a pen to paper and belt to ass. That shame is a powerful thing. Often we are wrongly shamed as creatives. This is why many great student films are never sent off to the festivals where they can be seen. Why good novels are destroyed or live in a desk drawer. Another synchronicity, because as I showed y'all, my desk that I have y'all propped on is right here. My novels. These are all different books, by the way. And it says why good novels are destroyed or live in a desk drawer. Desk drawer right underneath y'all. This is why artists may feel shame in admitting their dream. Our internal artist is always our creative child. Because of this, making a piece of art may cause us to feel shame. But we have to remember, not all criticism is shaming. You know, sometimes it's healthy. It means learning when and where to seek out the right criticism. As artists, we must learn to create our own safe environments, protect our artist child from shame, pretty much your inner child. Those are the things that stuck out the most with week 3 for me, and the fact that I still have a long way to do with getting my anger in check, because my anger be whooping my ass every time. And like, I have so many things that I want to finish, but these are my priorities now. Like, I have, you know, my comic book, The Conjurer and the Apprentice, that I want to finish. My LGBTQ, like, dark fantasy ballroom house novel called Children of Babylon. I got the novel that everybody loved that I described on TikTok a couple years ago, The Black Hat Society, about the black sorority at a HBCU, and the sorority is a cover for a coven of black witches, aka conjure women, but you know, I'm using witches for lack of a better term. And then I have my other novel that, honestly, even though I started all of these way before the novel that I'm currently working on, the novel The Wretched Shall Inherit the Earth, which is about a black family who owns the first black graveyard, I'm probably going to be finished with that quicker than all these other books that I've been working on for years. I know this week's Artist Way wasn't what it usually is, but yeah, I have to be honest with you. This week 3 fucking sucked by my own mood swings. And that's just the God's honest truth. Not only do I want to get my finances in order, but I want to get my emotions in order. And I'm going to do that through these weekly series. I did finish a book this week. Finished 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would rate this a 7.2. Did it live up to the hype that everybody says? Not for me, because I can't lie. This is a good ass book and it's a good ass read. However, if you're not like a romance girly, or I'm a magical realism type bitch, so this really wasn't for me, but I can respect a good book and give credit where it's due, and this is a good ass book. So 7 Days in June is a fun summer read by Tia Williams. You know, there's a lot of trigger warnings, so check out the triggers in here, but black love, unapologetic, it's something else. It's about 2 writers that fall in love for 7 days, and they come from each other's past, and there's chaotic, there's self-harm, there's all types of shit. I recommend that too if you need something to read outside of your comfort zone. But thank you guys for watching up until this point. And yeah, I'm finna go check my plants, and I'll see you guys next time at the same time, same place. And like I said, there will also always be other videos outside of my Artist Way video, so be on the lookout for those.